Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. And you see by the title, man, this video is going into what I titled this. Proof that the white man didn't write the Bible. We finna get into some proof because you have a lot of our brothers, our so-called woke conscious brothers, right? Every time we be out there, we tell them about the Bible, and they be like, "Brother, the Bible is a white man book. They use that book to enslave us. Why would I read a book that they use to enslave us? That's a white man book. Our people didn't write that book." But I'm finna show you in the scriptures that this Bible is not no white man book. The Bible is indeed not no white man book. When we get done with this video, you're gonna come to realize that the Bible is our book, man. And this Bible, it goes completely um the Bible is completely opposite on what the so-called white man that this society teach, because we understand who runs this world. And I'm gonna get a precept on that in a minute. We understand who runs this world, right? And we understand um that this place is a so-called um Christian place. They say in God we trust, you know what I'm saying? They make you pray on the Bible when you're in a courtroom. This place is supposed to be a godly place. And we're gonna come to realize that this book is not the so-called white man book. He never wrote this. He didn't write this book, right? And let's just use the things that he gave us, right? He gave us Christianity. That's nowhere in the Bible. He gave us all these white images, right? He gave us all these white images of Jesus. You look up Jesus, which his real name is Yahweh Shai, but you look up him, a white man come up. You look up David, you Google David, a white man come up. You go to Google and type in King Solomon, a white man come up. You Google Esther, a white woman come up. Right? You Google Sarah, a white woman come up. On the internet, you Google Adam and Eve, white people come up. You Google Paul, a white man come up. You Google Moses, a white man come up. You Google all these different people, and all these so-called white people come up. Job, right? A white man come up, because they use those images to fool us. They didn't change the Bible, right? They didn't touch the Bible, but they understood that if we're not gonna read the Bible, they can tell us just anything. That's why they create these movies like Passion of the Christ. They with all the white cast, because they know we ain't never read the Bible. That's why it's easy for them to tell us that Christ didn't never have a color, but it clearly tells you, which I'm gonna get into, Revelations 1:14 and 1:15, that he had color. So people try to say he was all colors. They try to say he all colors, which we never seen a man on the face of this planet that's all colors. They say he was Middle Eastern, which is that's the direction. That's the direction, Middle Eastern. They say he olive color, right? They say he's a so-called white man. They say he all these different things, right? That what they say. But they use all these things because they understand that we not gonna read. We're not gonna read for ourselves and be like, hold up, that don't make sense. So they can just tell us whatever they want to tell us. Like Christianity. Christianity nowhere in the Bible. The Bible doesn't speak about a religion. It don't speak about a religion that everybody follow, which is Christianity. They don't tell us that in the Bible, right? America um is Babylon the Great in the Bible. If you didn't know, it was called Mystery Babylon in the Bible, but now we know. We don't figure it out. America is Mystery Babylon in the Bible. So in the Bible, it talks about America destruction. So why would if the so-called white man wrote the Bible, why would he talk about his own? Why would he talk about his kingdom being destroyed? And it even talks about him being destroyed, and it calls him the wicked in the Bible. It calls the white man the wicked in the Bible. So if he actually wrote the Bible, right? If he actually wrote this book, why would he call his own self wicked? Why would he do that? If he actually wrote this book, why would he do that? Because he did not write this book. Our people wrote this book to us. We finna get some precepts to prove that our people wrote the book, and he did not write this book. Right? Because if he wrote this book, it is saying in the Bible that all the characters in the Bible are white. Yes, you see the characters being white on Google, but in the Bible, the book that's actually written, it doesn't say they white. It said they look like us. But if he wrote the Bible, he would have wrote in the Bible that that the characters look like them. If he wrote the Bible, he would never wrote his own destruction in the Bible, because the so-called white man, his biblical nationality is Esau, right? When you read about Esau in the Bible, the Edomites, that's the so-called white race. That's their biblical nationality, right? Because white is not a nationality, right? All these different nationalities that um, we have a biblical nationality to go with that. That's our real biblical nationality. Like with us, right? We're not black, we're not African American, we're not Negroes, we're not colored. We are the Israelites. That's our biblical nationality that the Most High God gave us. So, finna get into this thing, man, to prove 110% that this book is not the so-called white man's book, because it goes against what he do, what he believe and what he does in this society. If this was his book, he'd be living by this book, right? But we know that he's not living by this book, so it's not his book. He going completely against the Bible, right? So first, we finna get the images of how some of our forefathers and foremothers looked in the scriptures. We're finna get a few images, right? Because like I said before, if the white man wrote this book, why would he say the people in the Bible look like us? Because we know he would, if he wrote this book, he would say everybody look like him. Right? They be saying, not knowing that, they be saying that Christ is olive color, right? They say olive color. But it's only two olive colors, green and black. And we ain't never seen no green man walk the earth. So when they say olive color, they don't even understand what they be saying. Because if you look at an olive, they're either green or black. The main ones either be green or black. So they saying that he a so-called black man without even knowing what they saying. See what I'm saying? Because we ain't never seen no green man walk this earth, right? And we know Christ was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, so he wasn't out here looking like no Credible Hulk or no Smurf. He had melanin. We finna get that. The first person we finna get is the true image of Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. You already know what I want. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14 through 15. Finna get into how he really looked to prove that, our people wrote this Bible about our people.
Khan, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his
So the
feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
so the Bible just said, now do we know just by how this image is described in the Bible, we know that that's the complete opposite of what they show us in the churches, what they show us in our great grandma's house when we go into her house. She got that image on the wall, or these movies that they show when they have a white cast or white actor playing Jesus Christ. This image that the Bible described him as is completely different from what they're showing us. The Bible said his head and his hairs were white like wool. We know that we the people that got white. We the people that got wool hair. If you don't know the texture of wool, is like the texture of a sheep hair. Just go feel a sheep hair when it's fully grown. It feel like our hair. So he had woolly hair like us, and it said his eyes were a flame of fire. So he had red eyes, right? But if you look up the image of him on the internet, he got blue eyes, right? He had blue eyes. So that's why I was saying the white man didn't write the Bible, but he used certain things to he changed certain images, so we can see that, because he understand that we're not gonna read it for ourselves and question it. So he put these images and made these movies so we can see that and have those images. I mean, have those pictures in our mind. They have those, those people in our minds. So when we think about Christ, we think about that white image because that's what we seen. That ain't what we read. Cause we don't read. He put these images in our face, so he understand if you see something a lot, you're gonna believe it's gonna be dang glued in your head. It's gonna be marked in your head. If you keep seeing the image of Jesus Christ being a white man, then you're gonna be like, oh, he a white man, right? But all you gotta do is read. They say his feet like a fine brass. We know it say his feet like brass. Brass like a gold color or like a penny, I'd rather say. So his feet was like brass, right? And we know our feet is the same color of our body. If you look at the top of your feet is the same color as your arms, your face, your fingers. It's the same as that color as your stomach. So his feet was like brass, as if they burnt it in the furnace. So if you burn a penny, what color is that penny gonna turn? It's gonna get dark. So Yahweh Shah was a so-called black man. Now, if the white man wrote the Bible, why would this be in here? And why would he have a white image? Think about this. If the white man wrote the Bible, why would he depict a white image around the whole earth? But the Bible say otherwise. See what I'm saying? So that tells you right there he didn't write this. He going against it. Now, give me Daniel 10:6, baby. And that's good. And the Daniel 10:6 is also going furthermore on how Yahweh Shah look. It's going into his arms just so people can't be like, well, that was just his feet. His feet could have been dirty. That's why it was dark. No, the Bible finna go. I heard that before.
You
But
heard
his
that?
feet finna. People say, yeah. They say his feet was dark because it was dirty. See you see how hard people fight to say he a so-called black man. You know what I'm saying? I heard an Edomite, right? He had this book, right? And he basically showed it. He was like, it was a so-called Salakia. Right. So they'll go hard to say that image about him, that him being a so-called white man. But I seen a dude got mad because the book he was reading, it was a so-called Christian whatever book, it was a Christian book. And the picture of Christ was a so-called black man. He had dreads and he was walking on water, right? And he was like, that like, it's the only thing that messed with me, this image right here, because we don't know how Jesus looked. We don't know. Jesus was Jewish, but that image bothered him. But the other image don't bother him when he blonde-headed, blue eyes, pale skin. That image don't bother. Like people see that all throughout the day and just go along with their day. But as soon as it's a so-called black man painted to be the Messiah, that's when color don't matter. Then that's when color don't matter. If color didn't matter, why change the image of how the Messiah look in the Bible? That's a crime, bro. You literally painted this man. You literally changed this man's whole identity, bro. The Messiah, you literally changed his whole identity. Color don't matter when he's a black man. That's when color don't matter. Let's put it like that. Stop saying color don't matter. You need to start saying color. What I'm trying to say. Color matters when he's a black man. That's when color matters. Or when color don't matter when he's a black man. That's when people want to say color don't matter when he's a so-called black man. But when he's a white man, it's a so-called. When he's a so-called white man, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's normal. But you can get it.
Daniel 10:6. His body also is like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
Right. And we actually right now, while I'm at it, while I thought about it, we actually gonna pull these images up of what they say what the so-called white man said that these people look like in the Bible, which proved that he didn't write the book, because what he believed, what he's saying in the world, what he's putting out here in the world, goes against what the Bible says. So why would he write a book and then turn around and go against what he wrote? That don't make no sense. Nobody in their mama would do that. You see what I'm saying? So brothers and sisters that say this is a so-called white man book, you have to read it. And a lot of brothers say that, but they never read the Bible in their life. They have said it's a so-called white man book, but they never read the book in their life. right? So, babe, can you pull up a picture? Just type in the angels. Type in angels. Uh, angels. Type in angels angels in the Bible because it's a baseball. Well, they got some down there. Keep going.
It's the right picture right here.
Yeah,
But this is
they
what
know
they
that.
hold on
But what
there. So I think we'll have a better look right here. This is what they show.
they show, yeah, because they don't show. Now we know they don't show them images that we just seen of being the real angels. They show images like this. You can click on it. That's what people believe. Them pictures right there is what people believe the angels look like. They believe them are the pictures that they painted of the angels. You scroll down on that, see if it's some more. Yeah. These are supposed to be the angels, but this is what they show the angels to be on the internet. And notice, it don't show none of them being dark skinned. It don't show none of them with melanin. These how they show the angels on the internet. Look at that. But let's see in the Bible how the angels really look. Can you give me Ezekiel 1:5-7? We finna see how the angels really look, because these images on the internet are not showing the truth about how these angels look.
Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of four living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. And everyone had four faces, and everyone had four wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's feet, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they
So
had the
you keep going, you keep on.
and they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides, and four had their faces in their wings.
So even the angels look like us. What it said, they sparkled like what? Burnished brass.
Come on.
So we just read in Revelation 1:14 that Christ, it said his feet was like brass. And the angels sparkle like brass, like burnished brass. They look like us too. But why when we went to the internet, we typed in angels, so-called white people came up. The angels look like us. Yes, they got four heads, but they skin complexion look like us. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're finna get into some more to prove this, man. This Bible is our book, man. So type in Adam and Eve.
Ew.
See what I'm saying? So this is what they say. This is what they say Adam and Eve look like. Now this is what the so-called white man said now. Right? This is what he said. So this proved that he didn't write the Bible, because the Bible goes completely differently. I mean, it's differently from what he said. The complete opposite. They say this is Adam and Eve right here. That's Adam and Eve. But let's see what the scriptures say. Genesis 2:7. Let's see what the scriptures say.
Genesis 2:7.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord God formed man out of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
So it said the scriptures say the Lord created them. Man, and the Lord created the Lord formed man from the dust of the ground. So we know that that soil back then, especially in the beginning, was way more richer than it is now. So they type in soil, type in on Google soil in the ground. Or rich soil, whatever one talk. What color that is?
Brown.
Brown. It's different shape. It's different types of brown. The darker, the richer. Right. So they were melanated people. Adam and Eve were melanated people. But when you go to the internet and type in Adam and Eve, or when you see that the biblical movies, Adam and Eve are so-called white people. See what I'm saying? This is a book about us. This is facts. Can you type in the picture of, my bad. Can you type in King Solomon? They really tried my boy then, bro. They really tried the king, man. King Solomon. Let's check him out. Let's see how King Solomon look.
Oh, man.
This how they say King Solomon look. Now, check this out. We know King Solomon's dad was David. So, King Solomon was a so-called black man. His dad was a so-called black man, too. But they say this is King Solomon. They say this man right here was the king of Israel. You know, this the king of Israel. But let's see what get that image down there with the crown on his head. The old Edomite with the crown on his head down there. Yeah. They say that's King Solomon. Now they said King Solomon had 1,000-something wives. This man ain't gonna have 1,000-something wives. Might not even have one. But we finna see how King Solomon looked according to the Bible, because the Bible talks about color. So if you say color don't matter, you going against the Bible, because the Bible speaks about color. But people don't know that because they don't read it and pick it up and read it. The Bible speaks all about color. So color does matter because the Bible speaks about it. Can you give me Songs of Solomon 1:5-6?
It made me think of that song by Tell You Howard. I started singing in my head.
Songs of Solomon. Yeah, that song. Need that song.
Songs of Solomon 5.
1:5.
And it reads, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
So King Solomon said, I am black, but comely. Now, King Solomon, you might have people say King Solomon didn't say that. What was the girl name of Song of Solomon?
I don't know. That's one book I haven't read.
Con. But they'd be like, King Solomon didn't say that. The other woman said that. But you don't understand that King Solomon wrote the whole Song of Solomon. It wasn't no conversation going back and forth. He just wrote it from a woman perspective. Just like when you have somebody like, just say somebody writing music, or somebody just writing for somebody, right? Just say somebody writing, or just say somebody making music, and they telling a story in a song, but they using it from a woman perspective and a man perspective, and they telling a story through their music. That's the same thing King Solomon did. He wrote the whole Sons of Solomon, but he just said it from a woman perspective. But King Solomon said, I'm black but comely. You know how we say I'm black and beautiful, I'm black and beautiful. King Solomon was the first person to say, I'm black, but I'm beautiful. I'm black and beautiful, basically. He was the first person to say that. King Solomon was a so-called black man. And I'm going to prove furthermore that he was a so-called black man because of just by his culture, same thing. Just by that, I'm going to show you that he's a so-called black man because we do these same exact things, or the same exact thing that he was doing, that he was doing back in ancient time. So give me, go down to 10.
Can you read the Bible, Kashar?
It said, thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold. So we know what race of people what race of people love gold? Like what race of people be having chains of gold around their necks? And no people that do that more than the so-called blacks and Latinos with a gold around their neck. We love gold. Gold look the best on us, man. When you have that black shirt on, I love that all black. Love that all black with the gold chain, with the gold with the necklace, with the chain, with the what is it called, the wrist, with the gold wrist, uh, with the gold teeth. Jake be looking sharp, man. You gotta have the black on, the all black to set the gold off. Got the gold earring, I be having the gold hoops in. You gotta wear the all black to set the gold off, man. And nobody do that like our people, bro. Nobody can rock gold like our people. And they said, it's a bracelet. So like the bracelet. The maybe brother be wearing watches. Brother had the gold watches on. Like nobody don't do it like us, bro. But it said that cheeks are covered with rows of jewels. So King Solomon had gold teeth in his mouth. It said his cheeks was beautiful with rows. So his cheeks had rows of gold on it, bro. Jewels, right? So just look up, babe. Just go to Google and type in people with gold teeth. Watch, our people gonna be the main ones that's rocking it. And you might have other nations doing it, but they know they get everything from us. Look, they get everything from us. Even if you go to Miami, matter of fact, go to Atlanta, go to Texas, go to Florida, go to Louisiana, go to Tennessee, go to New York, especially down here in the South. What people you gonna be seeing rocking gold? Our people. That's part of our heritage. Just type in people with golds in Miami. This is literally our heritage. This ain't even just a South thing. This is literally a so-called Black and Latino thing. You know what I'm saying? Even the so-called Hispanics be having golds in their mouth because that's part of our heritage, bro. Because King Solomon had rolls. So look at the gold chain. I mean the gold bracelet. We have this is part of our heritage. You've seen King Solomon. Scroll down. You've seen King Solomon with all these different things. Or just type in Kodak just go to Kodak with gold. That's a perfect example. And when other nations do it, it looks weird. It look like they trying too hard. It don't look like that's what they supposed to be doing. But when we do it, it look natural. Everybody, they know it look natural. When we had the gold chain on with the gold watch, with the golds in our mouth, that it looked natural. It looks natural. You can get the one with the right there when he got the chains on his neck and the golds in his mouth. I think he got golds in his mouth on that picture. Yeah, with the chains around his neck. You can click on that. You see what I'm saying? This is a heritage thing. King Solomon was on his way before us. This ain't nothing new. This ain't started in Georgia. This ain't started in Florida. This ain't starting in Louisiana. This just didn't start in Houston, Dallas. This started way back in the ancient times. Our people been on this. Been on the gold chain. Been going to feast days with gold. Look at Ed. Look at Ed Sheeran. He don't even look right doing it. Look, he don't even look right with it on his neck. Don't even look right. But Kodak, it just look natural. It just look like, man, that he got it. It just look natural on his neck. When any of these so-called black artists have gold chains around their neck, look at your white people with golds. It don't look right. Look. Do that look right? Do that look normal?
Oops.
Do that look? Go down. You can go down. Click on the one with Justin Bieber. I think you just passed it.
I did click on it.
Yeah, at the top.
You said click on with Justin Bieber.
Oh,
that's Justin Bieber.
Do that look right? Do it look right that he got golds on? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh no, lie.
Do that look right?
Nope.
That don't look right. It look cringe. But our people is like, type in Mexicans with golds or Hispanics with gold. That's gonna look right. That's gonna look normal. That's gonna look normal because they are our people. They trying to cap. Hold up. Or type in, or scroll down. Who is
I'm
a
gonna try to understand people with gold teeth.
Oh yeah, the computer kind of lagging on my, or is it on your end? Might be on my end. Type in 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine with gold. Even it's just
I forgot about him. Is he alive?
I don't know. Oh, he be having them colorful ones though. But he do be having some nice chains and stuff. But he got them. That's what he really known for. Them colorful ones right there. Or you could type in. Matter of fact, let me see something. Type something in real quick on my computer. Is it look natural, man? If it come up, that boy 6ix9ine Northern Kingdom. Stop playing. Cardi B Northern Kingdom. It look natural with her with things like that. Hold up. Cause ain't no it. Mm, mm. Con. Trying to find brothers and sisters already know how it go, man. It's just a natural thing. It's just a natural thing for us, man. With the gold, with the jewelry, with the chain.
Everything we do come.
It's just natural to us, huh?
It's everything we do come natural.
Everything we do come natural. We don't have we the trendsetters. Anything that you think that you started new, trust me, you ain't started nothing. We been on it. We just done passed it on because we got tired of it. Any trend, anything, any style that you think that you done started talking to the other nations, you ain't start nothing. We been on that, bro. Blacks and Latinos, we been on it. The low riders, for the cars, the Latinos been on that. Right? Us, partying, having a good time. We been on that. Right? We been on that, man. All this, we been on everything. The hat backwards, we been on that. The bit clothes, we been on that. We been on literally everything. So it's like, it on that. It is what it is. Snapbacks, all that. We've been on that. But now can you pull up an image of Paul? Now this is the crazy one, right? I'm not typing in Paul in the Bible. This is Paul in the Bible, bro. Do what they say. This is what they say. This is how Paul look. This is what they say. Right? But let's see how the Bible says he looked. So can you give me Acts 21 and verse 38?
Are not thou the Egyptian which before these days madest an uproar and leddest out into hold on.
Yeah, that KJV 16:11 be kind of
Acts
crazy.
21:38.
Mm-hmm.
Art not thou that Egyptian which before these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto this people. And when he had
So
given him license, sorry.
you can start right there. So Paul just got mistaken as an Egyptian. He said, "Aren't you the Egyptian who started a revolt?" Paul like, "Nah, I'm not an Egyptian. I'm a Jew." But we know just by history that the Egyptians were dark race of people. So, but Paul got mistaken as an Egyptian. So if the Egyptians are a dark race of people, and Paul got mistaken as an Egyptian, but he was really a Jew, what color was he? He was a Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. You know, but that image that we just seen on the internet, no way that man Paul on the internet was gonna be mistaken as an Egyptian. No, he's like a so-called white man.
Choose from, but
So no way he's not gonna be mistaken as an Egyptian. He had to have melanin. He had to be dark to be able to be mistaken as an Egyptian, man. Right? So that's proof that, just by some of these images that some of these scriptures that the so-called white man didn't write the Bible, because he would have said everybody looked like him if he would have wrote the Bible. He already tried to paint the images of Jesus being white, of Paul being white, of Saul being white, of David being white. He already want to change it. He already do change the images, but he never touched his book. So if I ask any race of people, what people rule the earth right now, what people are in rulership right now, they'll tell me the so-called white people. We know that. Everybody know that. It's no secret. The so-called white man is in rulership right now. This is his kingdom. He is over everything. Right? So if the so-called white man wrote the Bible, why would he write this about himself? Why would he call himself wicked if he wrote the Bible? You get it. You want me to read it? Oh.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So the Bible just said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So we know that the so-called white man, he runs this earth. But the Bible just said he wicked. Whoever in rulership right now is wicked. So if he wrote the Bible, why would he call himself wicked? And it says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. We just seen how he covered the faces of the judges. He whitewashed everything. He literally that's literally what it's talking about. He covered the faces. He covered the true images of what was painted of our people. He whitewashed it. And the Bible said, if not where, who is he? So if it's not the so-called white man, if it's not who we think it is, who it is? It's obvious. It's obvious as day who is it that who the wicked is in this earth, who the cancer is in this earth. It's obvious. So if he wrote this Bible, why would he say this about himself? Right? And give me Revelation 13 and 9 through 10.
My favorite precept in the whole Bible. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith for the saints.
Now this is his judge. Why would he write this in the why would he write his own judgment in the Bible? The Bible says if you lead someone into captivity or a group of people, you're gonna go into captivity. And we understand that the so-called white race led us into captivity, but they haven't paid for that yet. But we know that they're gonna pay for that real soon. And it says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So he said, if you kill with the sword, you must be killed with the sword. Why would he write this? Why would he write his own judgment, you know what I'm saying, about himself? Even read the book of Obadiah 1 and 15. Oh, can you give me Obadiah 1 and 18? Because like I said in the beginning of the video, Esau The Edomites are the so-called white people. So when you read the book of Obadiah and it's talking about Esau, it's talking about the so-called white race because their forefather is Esau. Our forefather is Jacob. The Israelites, we come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The so-called white people, they come from Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. Right? So you got it.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Esau a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it.
So the Bible basically saying the Edomites, Esau, they're gonna be destroyed. They're gonna be exterminated off the face of the planet, and they're gonna be no more remaining of them. But while they know they and these scholars, it's certain it's books out here. They know they Esau, bro. Like it's literally people Edomites, so-called white men. They'll say they Edomites. I heard plenty of them admit that they Esau. So they know that they Esau, man. They know that they Edomites. But if the so-called white man wrote the Bible, why would he write his own destruction in the book that he wrote? If he wrote this book, why would he do that? And furthermore, we're finna get some more on it. Can you give me Revelation 18:2? Because like I said, Babylon the Great is America. The Bible don't say America in the Bible, but it do speak about Babylon the Great. And that's, America in the scriptures. So we know that the so-called white man, they don't think that America gonna be destroyed. They proudful, man. They're not gonna come out and be like America gonna be destroyed. They don't believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Can I read it?
Mm-hmm.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right. So the Bible said Babylon the Great is fallen. This is a prophecy that haven't happened yet, but it's going to happen. So if the so-called white man wrote the Bible, why would he write in his book the destruction of his kingdom? Why would he do that? Because they don't really believe that, man. They don't really believe America gonna be destroyed, right? They saying make America great again, right? They think this is the greatest country. Even other races think this is a great country. That's why they leave their country and come to this country. If they think that America is the greatest country, they think that America is the most, the greatest place that nothing can happen to it. So they don't really believe America gonna be destroyed. That's why they trying to fight their hardest to keep America alive, to keep America going. They know that. You know what I'm saying? That's why they trying to fight. That's why they build behind the scenes. Now they ain't letting us know this, but behind the scenes, they getting prepared for this time. They getting prepared for the return of Christ, man. They gonna try to, the scripture say they're gonna try to fight against him. Ooh, let me get that precept. Let me get that precept. I gotta find it. When they said they gonna fight against him. Now, if the so-called white man wrote the Bible, why would he say that? That he gonna fight against Yahweh Shai, his angels, and it's gonna be an utterly destruction. What it is. No, it's a Revelation. What scripture that is, man?
What does it say? Roughly paraphrasing.
That he was like basically. Oh, I think I got it. I know. Basically going into how they gonna make war with Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a revelation.
Revelation 19 and 19.
Revelation 17 and 14 as well.
Con. You can start at Revelation 19 and 17, 19 and 17, and read on down to 19.
And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that you may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on a horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him
So
the
it's going
false.
to. My bad. It's kind of lagging. My phone kind of lagging. But that's basically going into how the so-called white man gonna use his military, right, to make war against Yahweh Shai and his angels. And the so-called white man, he know that because he didn't write this book. He don't read it. That's why he know to get prepared. That's how he know what's to come. That's why he know what the Bible think about it. What the Bible say, this world pushed to complete opposite. The Bible tell you not to be a homosexual. This place push homosexuality. So the so-called white man wrote the Bible. Why would he push homosexuality when the Bible said don't do it? The Bible said don't do interracial marriage. This world push interracial marriage. The Bible said it's a dietary law, right? Don't eat pork. Leviticus 11 and 7. Don't eat pork. But why does this place push eating pork? Why does this place push eating bottom feeders like catfish, like crab, shrimp, and lobster when the Bible said don't do that? Why when the Bible said, hey man, no man should shave his face, right? Roughly paraphrasing, that a man not supposed to shave his head bald or cut his beard off, but they make you do that when you want to go to the military or have a certain job, right? Why does the Bible say the Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week, but the church, America, say the Sabbath day is the first day, Sunday. The seventh day of the week is Saturday, but why does they say it's Sunday, which is the first day of the week? See what I'm saying? This place goes against what the Bible say. That's what I'm saying. The so-called white man didn't write this book because he's doing completely what this book says. I mean, he's doing completely opposite of what this book says. Especially them high elites. They drinking blood, eating babies, sex trafficking. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why this music, in the rap music, they talking about killing, robbing, stealing, popping pills, because the so-called white man is destroying our people. But the Bible don't say do that. You see what I'm saying? That's how you know that he didn't write this book. But you can bring it out.
Con, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Right. So the Bible said, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. So woe unto you that call evil good, that you okay with all this stuff. But the Bible said don't do it, but you're okay with it. The Bible said, woe unto you, man, that call that evil good and call good evil. The stuff that we're doing is good. But people want to call it evil though. Because it ain't what they think is supposed to be good, right? They hate what we doing because we that light. And we telling the truth, because even Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, he was hated for telling the truth. And that's how a lot of us is. We getting hated for telling the truth. But the wickedness of this place is loved. Homosexuals are loved. Try to talk about a homosexual if you want to, and watch you get banned, right? You get your whole channel cut off. People start bashing you. You lose your job. Think about that. That stuff happens. Right? So why would the so-called white man write this book and go opposite of what it says? This is proof that he didn't write this book. He didn't write this book. This book is written directly to the Israelites, man. And this book was written by Israelites. Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah, those were Israelites. Those were so-called black men. King Solomon was a so-called black man. David was a so-called black man. You know, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were so-called black men, right? So we have to remember these things. And when people say that the Bible is a so-called white man book, they haven't read it, because the Bible, if it was a white man book, all this stuff that I just read wouldn't be in this book. He wouldn't write about his destruction in the book, right? And can you give me, furthermore, can you give me Deuteronomy 7:6? Because if Deuteronomy 7:6, if the so-called white man wrote the Bible, Deuteronomy 7:6 wouldn't be in the Bible. Because America teach us, this world teach us, right, that everybody equal. There is no group of people above another group of people. But the Bible says otherwise. You can make it up.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. So the Lord chose it. Now he's talking about the Israelites. He chose the Israelites to be a very special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So if he wrote this book, why did he say that? Because he believed that everybody equal. He want everybody to be hand in hand, one in one. So if he really wrote this book, why would he say it's a special people above all people that he chose? Why? Because he didn't write this book. He didn't write this book, man. He didn't write the Bible. For brothers and sisters to say that he wrote the Bible, that means that you haven't read it. And you can't say he wrote it. I mean, yeah, you can't say he wrote it if you haven't read it. You got to have proof that he wrote it. You can't just say, "No, man, the white man wrote the Bible." You got to have proof that he wrote the Bible. If you don't got no proof, then we ain't trying to hear what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this video is edifying through the spirit, man. You know, I hope brothers and sisters got some clarification, just a little bit. You know, just there's plenty more in the Bible. It's plenty more. It's plenty more. What a lot, way more proof to prove that he didn't write the Bible, man. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. You know, even going back to the wisdom of that, the aspect of the wisdom part. You think a so-called white man wrote Proverbs? You think a so-called white man wrote Ecclesiasticus, which is also known as Sirach in the Apocrypha? You think a so-called white man wrote Sons of Solomon, Genesis, Revelation? You think he wrote that? No, he's not that smart. Let me keep it 100. That's why they get these movies from. Everybody know that we the smartest people. We just been destroyed mentally. By who? The so-called white man. But that's why they come up with all these different movies, right? Like Avatar, like Black Panther, like the Avengers, right? Like Hunger Games. They get all this stuff from the Bible. They just kind of switch it up a little bit. But they get their ideas from the Bible. They bite on the Bible. They bite on the stories in the Bible and turn them and switch them and make them to their own little story. That's what they do, because they understand that this book was written by us and this book got knowledge. So they bite on it, man, and make millions off our book. We was real life doing most of this stuff that these movies say. You know, so this is our book, man. This is our book. This book was written by so-called Black and Latino men. It wasn't written by the so-called white man. So brothers and sisters saying that's dead. This is proof in this video. Just a little bit of proof. I might do a part 2 because there's plenty more. But it's just a little bit of proof to prove that he didn't write the book. We did. You know, so with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai. I say Shalom, Kwame Yasharala.